recording. All right, so we got requests coming in for your JPY. Okay, we're gonna do your JPY. Oh, download this data. Okay, just gonna update it. Update. Hello, came in late due to work again. Looks like I didn't miss much, I guess. Man, you didn't miss anything. Nothing. We're just starting. We're just starting right now. All right, we got that done. We're gonna update this as well. And yeah, we're just gonna wait. I noticed those with success on gold traded on the lower time frame. Monty and Nickel use the 5-minute often for gold. Yeah, gold is very, very volatile. So you need a lot of experience trading gold if you're going to trade it on the small time frames because it moves really, really fast. You can get in trades really quick. You can get out of trades really quick too. And gold requires a lot of discipline because sometimes, when you're trading gold and you're in a trade, and if that trade only lasts for about, like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and you get stopped out, then you're done for the day, So you need extreme discipline to trade gold. Okay, we got 56%. 56, 60%. $75, $75. This one time I did simulation on GU, and oh boy, GU was pretty difficult. GU only moves nice in New York when either the pound is really, really strong or the dollar is really, really weak, or vice versa. It moves really, really nice. So let's see how your JPY moves over here. Your JPY is also pretty good. All right, so it's done. We have the most latest updates over here. All right, so let's start the simulation here. We're going to start with Euro JPY, with Euro. We're going to start with 5,000. Let's go towards the same date as this one. Oh, we don't have data on this, so I guess we'll have to do 2020. Let's do April, right? Yeah, let's do April 2020. We can't do October because there's no past data past October. So we're going to do April 2020. And then let's go towards the 12th April. 12th April. We're going to choose this as New York close. We're going to do 500. We're going to do last 150 days, start simulation. And then we're going to do the same thing as we did before. So we're going to start with the 4-hour. No, actually, we're going to start with the daily. Start with the daily, 4-hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute. And yeah, that's it. 15, 30, 1 hour, 4-hour, daily. There we go. Much better, man. Now I feel like I'm in the safe zone. Trading EJ, GJ, like those yen pairs in New York session, I feel like I'm in the safe zone. Not many things can go wrong over here. Trading gold, I was like, I don't know how gold's gonna act, Plus we had like those China trade talks, and crazy. All right, so starting with the daily here, let's move on to our New York session at this point. So before we move on to a New York session, let's talk about this gap, right? Because obviously we have a gap. And the reason gaps happen is because price is moving over the weekend, which we cannot see. And when the markets open, let me see if this is being recorded. Oh, it's being recorded. So when the markets open back again, this is the best price we see, right? The broker gives us this price. So this is the price we see. Hence, we have this gap, right? 20 pip gap. All right, let's move on towards our pre-New York here at this point. So we're going to move on. This is London Open right over here, 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6. 6 a.m. Eastern at this point. So let's take a look on the daily here. Daily is rejecting this area, it's coming down. Daily is bearish, okay? But we're also at the support area, which we broke below, but we didn't close below. So we're going to take a look at this and see like, okay, like, you know what, daily candle is bearish, and then we're going to go to the 4-hour time frame. Looking on the 4-hour, we do see that we are coming down to a potential support area on the 4-hour, and there are opportunities, maybe there are present opportunities that may move price bullish from this point. So if we think price is going to move bullish at this point, we need to see if there are some sort of confirmations that we see on the smaller time frames, right? Like the 1-hour time frame. So looking at the 1-hour time frame at this point, what we do see is that we have a support formed here. And since we have the support formed here, I think there is some sort of an opportunity for price to continue moving bullish, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the 30-minute time frame, and looking at the 30-minute time frame, we also have the support forming, but the 30-minute candle is actually closing bearish. So now if we think that price is going to continue moving up, I think a pretty good entry is going to be once the 30-minute candle breaks the high right over here. Once the 30-minute candle breaks the high over here, I think then there's a very good opportunity for price to, continue moving bullish at this point. But if you don't break the high, then it's going to get very difficult at this point. So let's take a look on the 1-hour here. So we're going to stick to the 1-hour time frame, and then we will see if we do continue up or we continue down. Now, going up is going to be easy. So whenever we're looking at the charts, whenever we did that last week, I don't know what we did that last week. But whenever we're looking at charts, we're looking at charts from two perspectives, the buying perspective and the selling perspective. I think the buying perspective is going to be pretty valid if we break above this high, and then we have a range going all the way up towards, it's a 14 pip range. It's not that big, but, it is what it is. But if we start to move down, right, now we got to see what will happen if we start to break the support. Because if price breaks the support, we don't want to be left behind, right? So looking left, what we want to do is maybe bring out toolbars, charts, do this. All right, so if we do break below, I think what can happen is that we can maybe come down towards this area of support right over here. And we're going to take a look at this area on the 4-hour time frame, and we're going to see if that makes sense or not. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, right? This area of support down here, it makes perfect sense for price to continue down. So awesome, perfect. So we're just going to wait at this point and see what happens if we break below or we break above, and then we're going to execute, and hopefully we can have our first winning trade of the simulation. All right, pretty excited now. So yeah, this candle's still forming over here. We're not breaking the high, we're not breaking the low either. We're coming down in the first 9 minutes of this 1-hour candle, kind of like, let's speed it up a little bit because we want to see how the 15-minute candles are going to close. Oh, okay, we're breaking down. Let's see if we have any news. We have no news, nothing coming in, all clean, sunny days. We have Trump speaking later on, but that's like way far ahead. All right, we're coming down. So at this point, there's no FOMO, right? There's no FOMO because we're breaking down. That's totally fine. Because if we're breaking below the support, now this is the thing, right? This is a very, very heavy support. So if we're breaking down the support and we have clean traffic hits for the left-hand side, and this is a 37 pip range, I think it's better to wait for price to do some sort of a retracement or to kind of like consolidate before executing more sells over here. So now also, I want to talk about impulse entries, right? So we're going to discuss impulse entries on 8th November anyway, but since we're breaking below the support And if the candle closes below the support, then we are in a downtrend. So whenever price is trending, it's always safe to take impulse entry. So if price is trending down over here, I think it's going to be, and if it starts to consolidate, I think we could get some form of confirmation to take some impulse entries. So we're going to wait to see how this candle closes. Obviously, the 30-minute candle is about to close here, so we got to wait here a little bit. Let's speed it up here a little bit so that we can see the candles close. Actually, let's move on to the next 30-minute candle. All right, 30-minute candle just closed. So let's take a look at the 30-minute candle. It closed bearish. Let's take a look at the 15-minute candle. It also closed bearish. Now, if you're new, you're probably thinking, "Oh man, like you know what? I'm missing the move over here." But man, trust me, you're not missing anything. There will always be, price will always give you some sort of confirmation that we're going to move down. So if this move happened, we missed the trade. Obviously, we missed the trade. So now we have to wait for these candles to form in a way that we recognize, and then we can take a trade based on that. So, this 1-hour candle is about to close. There we go. The 15-minute candle has closed bullish. Now, if we want price to continue down, we have created a minor support right over here. I think if price breaks the support, then there's a very good opportunity for price to continue down, and that's something that we're going to target on. Will the sell stop work? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably take an impulse entry if we break below this 15-minute low right over there. There's going to be an impulse entry to go bearish. Only if we break that low, right? So we're coming down to a candle close at this point. Candle's about to close very soon. Oh, there we go. Candle closed, and now price is ranging. So if you look on the 30-minute time frame, 30-minute is even better at this point, right? Because what the 30-minute is doing is that it's creating another minor support. This is excellent because now the trend is bearish. We've broken below the support, and now all we got to do is to wait for price to break this low, take an impulse entry, and then continue down and take our pips and win this first trade here for the day. Also, the 1-hour candle also closed, and it closed kind of like this. So, I think it's going to be a pretty easy move here. But we just need price to break that low. All right. 15-minute candle has also closed at this point. We are ranging on the 15-minute time frame. 30-minute candle is just kind of like struggling here a little bit, and just don't want to miss this sell, because watching it with the eyes of a hawk as price. Oh, look at that 30-minute candle. That 30-minute candle, it closed like a doji candle, right? And the 1-hour candle is still open. So if we want the 1-hour candle to continue down to fill this wick and to continue further, we want the 30-minute to break these lows and then continue down. So we're waiting. Yeah, it's screaming sells. I know it's screaming sells, but we have to wait a little bit. It's screaming sells, but there are no trades at this point. This candle is coming to a close, and oh, we're breaking below over here. I think this is an opportunity to take an impulse entry right over here, and the stop is going to be above this current candle, which is around 8 pips. So we're going to do that. Oh, this is 80. We're going to go with 2% risk. We're going to take a sell. Stops are above that area. I think maybe want to move my stops a little higher here, a couple pips above the candles here, right over there, right? Awesome. So if you look at the time, we're moving into NY open. So if we look here, what happened was we had this move down, right? This move down came in pre-New York. We ranged, and now we're moving into another volume time, which is going to be New York open. So we took that entry, impulse entry. This candle is about to close. It's pulling up. See, now it's pulling up at this point, right? If it's pulling up and if it closes above the support, I think that's going to be the opportunity to probably close partial positions. So this candle is coming down to a close. We're going to wait till it comes to a close. And this candle closed. It candle closed above the support. So what I'm going to do at this point is going to take off 50% position right over here. Because if price hits our stop loss, we don't want to lose the entire stop loss, right? So if you look on the 1 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame is also closing like a doji candle. Looking at the 15 minute is also ranging at this point. Looking at the 30 minute is also kind of like not good. So we removed some percentage risk from the trade, basically. Right? And as these candles are forming now, and as oh, did this candle break the high of the previous candle? Probably not. Now we're moving down. I think if we do move down, we can probably enter the risk we took off. Okay, perfect. So take a look at this, right? Now, this candle is breaking the high of the previous candle, right? Whenever candles are breaking highs, this means price is going to move up, you know, like higher highs and higher lows. So if it's breaking the high over here, I think this is an opportunity to close another 50%, right? So now I'm taking risk off. Initially, my risk was 2%, but I'm taking risk off because, you know, price is basically kind of like retracing. Perfect. Awesome. So see, on this trade, we risked 2%, right? But we lost 1.6%. So we saved 0.4%. Now, the first opportunity here did not work for sells, you know, and now if sells do occur the second time, I think we should be able to give ourselves a second chance. But so far, there are no sells because, you know, price is rejecting this area and it's just a mess at this point. So we got to wait. We have to wait. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hour is also bearish below that support. 1 hour candle is also kind of like doing that retracement kind of thing. And this 30-minute candle, now this is the point where price is screaming sells. This is where the 30-minute candle has closed below that area. And this next 30-minute candle is saying, listen, brother, I mean, if you don't take a sell right now, I'm just going to move on without you. So we're going to enter the sell at this point. And then we're going to let candle do what it has to do and then continue bearish. As long as this 30-minute candle respects the high of the previous 30-minute candle, we should continue moving, pushing down. This 1 hour candle is about to come to a close as well. And it's very important to wait for this 1 hour candle to close. It's closing in 10 minutes. Wow, that retracement, massive, massive retracement. We're closing in 7 minutes. I'm not looking at the 15-minute time frame. I'm only focused on the 30-minute time frame because 15-minute is just ranging. We're breaking these lows over here, giving opportunities. We're going to continue down. This candle's about to close. Oh, nice. Look at that push. We're coming down to a close right now. This is where the candle has closed. Let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour candle has also closed bearish. We're moving into a high volume time at this point. The 4 hour candle has also opened at this point. Now, if we think that the 4 hour candle can retrace, I think that retracement shouldn't be above the 1 hour candle at this point right over here. Now, if we look on the 30-minute time frame, what the 30-minute time frame is saying is that this candle here, that this candle broke below the support right over here at this point, right? And the next candle closed with a small body, but it also closed below this area right over here. Now, if we're looking to add a position, yeah, guys, relax. We're going to add a position over here. So if we think that the 15-minute candle, let's take a look at the 15-minute here, right? So this is where we're moving down. So I think having a stop above the previous 15-minute candle would make much more sense. Yeah, right over here. And then we can have price continue bearish. Looking at the 1 hour, yeah, I think we should continue down. So this is now a range. This is now a 20 pip range. So I think in this 20 pip range, we could possibly secure some, you know, like 10, 11 pips and then let the rest run. So perfect. We're moving down. 15-minute candle has closed. And then we're going to move on towards the 30-minute candle close when it closes. And we're going to secure positions at that point. We're up almost 11 pips on one position. So what I'm going to do here is that on this position, probably going to close 80%. Actually, we're going to close 90% because this is a little mess over here. And then as the next position, and obviously move stops to break even, the next position here also close 90% and let the rest run with stops at break even. So nice, man, your JPY. I mean, it's amazing. Gold, it was a mess. Like market structure is so nice, clean moves, learning opportunities over here. Hey Raja, why aren't you closing partial when your entry candle was hitting stop loss? We did close partials. So this is recorded. You can watch a recap. We did close partials when candle was coming up. Could we look left on the screen just to see price action? Yes. Yes, we looked left. This is why we have this zone here at the bottom. So if you go to, yeah, see, looking left, we have these clean candles moving up. So we got these clean candles moving down. Looking on the 4 hour, it's kind of like the same situation here as well. Let me just scale fix this here. We had clean candles moving up from support. So now ideally there should be clean candle moving down. So probably going to close this trade over here and let the rest run here. I think EJ is a good pair, but most times I think the range is too small. That is true. Oh, wow, we're approaching down here. Beautiful. Now, as your runner is running, right? Your runner is running at this point. So since the runner is running at this point and this candle is coming to a close, the 30-minute candle, what you can do is you can bring your stop above the 30-minute candle. So now you're basically trailing your stop loss above the candles over here. Because if it continues down, that's going to be a bonus move. But if it continues up to stop you out right over here, then at the same time, you're securing profits too. So all right, let's move on to the next session here. Oh, hold on here, buddy. This is, wow, did not expect this to move this down here. This is where your runners keep on running. Do you mean above the current candle? Yeah, I mean above the 30-minute, right? So now we can move it down here furthermore. Actually, you know what? Since the day is ending, 50 pips, going to close this position right over here, and that's it. Done for the day. Now, we took one trade was a loss, and then we gave our trade a second chance. And then we added a position on that trade as well. So it was just one trade, a selling trade. So let's move on to the next session here. Oh, wow, we closed right here and bounced. Okay. So this is London Open right here. And wow, London Open, it retraced the entire way. And then we're coming down and we're kind of like tapping into that same support that we tapped into yesterday. So let's move on to pre-New York. This is 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. So we are at 6 a.m. Eastern. And what we see on 6 a.m. Eastern is on the daily is going bearish, right? And there's an opportunity maybe for price to continue bearish to this level right over here. And if you want to measure this area, this is around like 66 pips, right? Because we have clean ranges, clean moves here to the left hand side. So I think the daily candle can continue down. But if we want daily candle to continue down, we want resistances to be formed on the small time frames. We want candles to go bearish on the small time frames, right? So let's take a look on the 4 hour here. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove all analysis here. Remove everything. Draw a support on the 4 hour because we have a support on the 4 hour. And if we want the overall daily candle to continue bearish, we want the 4 hour to break the support and then continue down to the daily supports, right? But if 4 hour stays above this area, then essentially it's just ranging between these two zones, which if we kind of like extend it to the left hand side, it's the same deal here. So now we're going to go down to the 1 hour time frame. So going into the 1 hour time frame, let's do some fresh analysis here on the 1 hour time frame. Let's zoom in here a little bit. We have some sort of a support being created on the 1 hour. At the same time, we have a resistance forming up over. Man, I hate doing analysis on MetaTrader. It's so immature, MetaTrader. All right, so we got a resistance up over there. Now, let's take a look on the 30-minute here and see if we can get some sort of a confirmation to take some buys or not. So looking at the 30-minute, what we have here is, oh, let's just do this. We have a support forming down here, and we have a resistance forming right over here. So at this point, I think we need to wait. We need to wait to see if we break the support to continue down or if we break this resistance to continue moving up towards this next resistance, which is at, what's this price? This is 117,920. So we're basically going to wait at this time and see what happens. Whether we move up or we move down, we're not sure at this point. because there's this minor resistance here. And I think this minor resistance should only be broken when there's time of volume, right? But here's the thing, if we form a resistance at this point, then I think there's an opportunity to take a sell for price to continue down. See, this candle is coming to a close. 30-minute candle has closed, and the 30-minute candle has closed a weak bullish candle. This does not tell us that price is going to go down. This does not tell us that price is going to go up. All we got is the 1-hour candle still open, so we got to wait. So we got to wait a little bit. This candle's still open at this point. In trading, it's all about waiting. You're just waiting in trading. Seriously, you're just waiting for candles to print something that you recognize. Because if you can recognize something on the chart, then that means there's a probability you can make money on it. So this candle's coming to a close in 3, 2, 1. 1-hour candle came to a close. We cannot take a sell, because if we take a sell, there's not enough range, right? There's the support over here, and then this is all rejection area right over here. So we can't take a sell. We can't take a buy because candle is bearish, basically. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame, same idea over here. It's just very difficult, right? So now, again, we're looking at the time of volume, right? So we had a lot of volume in London session, and we're kind of like ranging in pre-New York right now. We're ranging in pre-New York right now, and if we're ranging in pre-New York right now, there's a possibility that New York Open can have some sort of a volume. So I think that's something we can look out for. New York Open volume to come in. This is why I like GBP, JPY, and Euro JPY a lot, because they follow times of volume. Ted said 80% is preparation, the rest is just execution and wait. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, simulations, honestly, they basically, from here, I learned to wait. Because sometimes when I'm doing simulations and, in the beginning, I would just go crazy with buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. But then when the candles would print something I would recognize, I would say, oh, you know what? This I've seen happen before. I can probably execute on it. And I would execute on it, and that would work 100%. So this candle is coming to a close in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Candle came to a close. Looking on the 4-hour, 4-hour still bullish. Looking at the daily is still bullish. Looking at the 1-hour, 1-hour has also closed bullish. And we are forming a higher support at this time. I would say that since we're moving in pre-New York, there's an opportunity for price to, continue bullish from this point. Because pre-New York is a time of volume, and this is where we should break this minor resistance to continue up towards the next resistance. So that's why I'm going to execute on this trade. I think my stop is going to be below the 30-minute candle, and we're anticipating the volume in New York session to break price above this minor resistance to continue moving bullish. That's basically what I'm anticipating on. So we're going to put a stop loss below the 30-minute candle. Now, I'm not putting a stop loss below the 1-hour candle, even though the 1-hour is strong confirmation, but the stop is like 14 pips, right? We're putting it below the 30-minute candle because the 30-minute is still a stronger confirmation, and the stop is going to be 10, 11 pips at that point. Going to put it at 11 pips. Going to take a buy at this point. And if we do continue moving up, actually, you know what? I'm going to put my stop a little bit lower than this wick over here. Going to put it at 13 pips. Perfect. 13 pips and let it go. If we do continue up, we're coming up to that resistance area. And if we move past that, I think we can have a profitable trade. All right, what's this? Would there be not more consolidation at this time because London would have closed by now? No, London is not closed at this time. This is 8 a.m. Eastern. Even though this says 1500 hours, but this is 8 a.m. Eastern. This is running on GMT time. All right. So if the volume does not come in this session, 15-minute candle is coming to a close. There we go, 15-minute candle closed. 15-minute candle has closed bullish. If this 15-minute candle would have closed bearish, then I would have closed 50% of my position, right? Now, since we're in this trade and we're anticipating the volume in New York Open to push price up, we want these candles to respect the lows right over here. So if this 15-minute candle breaks the low of the previous 15-minute candle, that's going to be the point I'm going to be closing 50% of my position. But if we start respecting the lows, then we should continue moving bullish. All right, this candle is coming to. Why did you not sell after the formation of bearish 30-minute candle below resistance? We already talked about that. We already talked about that because there was no range. If you're coming in late, you have to wait for the recording to be up on the database. Because it's like when you come to a webinar which is already going, and it just doesn't make any sense, right? So 30-minute candle is also closed bullish here. 1 hour candle is also bullish at this point. Looking at the 15-minute candle, 15-minute candle is also bullish. So we're really trusting. We're trusting the fact that now. We're trusting the fact that the volume should continue moving price bullish at this point. Also trailing the stop loss below the 30-minute candles over here too. Yeah, this trade is taking a long time. Wasn't really expecting it to take this long, but it is taking this long. We're kind of rejecting that area there as well. Crazy. 8 pips, 7 pips, 10 pips, 12. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So now, one thing is when we went in profits of about 5, 6 pips, and when price came down to my entry point, I'm not closing positions, nor I'm putting stops at break even. One big mistake I saw people make this week was that they were putting stops at break even whenever price would go in, like 6 pip profit, 7 pip profit. I mean, you're choking your trade at that point, right? You need to let the trade play out. I mean, if price does go negative, then you have an opportunity to close 50%, right? Like we all know how to do that. But once price is just moving, just let it breathe. So you got 10, 11 pips, secured positions, put stops at break even, and that's it. NY Open is neither at 8:30 nor it's at 9:30. NY Open is at 8 a.m. and NYC Open is at 9:30 Eastern. All right, we broke above that area. Now we're coming down. Yeah, this was pretty hard. This wasn't easy. The entire trust was in the previous hourly candle to continue moving up. All right, awesome. Let's move on to the next session here. Oh, we got stopped out. Okay. So now we're going to move on to so this is London Open. London Open, it's 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. This is 6 a.m. Eastern. So looking at the daily candle, looks like the daily candles are forming bearish structure to continue down. Let's take a look on the 4-hour. 4-hour is also forming bearish, but it hasn't really closed below this area. So for the 4-hour to go bearish, we need the candle to close below this area. Let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame here. Now let's remove all the analysis here first, and let's do fresh analysis on the 1-hour time frame. Now looking at the 1-hour, we are creating some sort of a support at this point. And if we do break below the support, let's see where we can go to on the 1-hour time frame. So if we zoom out here a little bit, I think the first area of interest is going to be all the way towards this point right over here, around 117. Yeah, I'd say like 117 even would be a pretty good area for price to come down to, because the reason why 117 is going to be a good area, because not only it's a whole number, but also price kind of like consolidated here. It created support and then it continued moving up. So if we're going to get a break below this support, then that's the area where price is going to come down to. So let's take a look at that from this perspective that, okay, now we also have a resistance forming. And if we want to copy these zones over to the 30-minute time frame, we can have some more information now. So looking at the 30-minute, we're also ranging at this point. And if we break above, we're going to continue on towards this resistance right over here. But if we break below, then we all know price is going to continue down towards, like 117 even, where we have that area. So we'll have to wait. We will have to wait to see Oh, we're breaking below this area. This kind of like seems like the first trade we took right over here, where price broke below support, waited for a consolidation, and then we had moved down. So if this candle breaks and closes below this area, I think we can have the same situation happening over here to continue down towards, 116, whatever. Beautiful. Oh, damn. This is moving even more. Moving further than expected. See, whenever price is moving like this, you should get no FOMO, nothing. Because whenever price is dropping, it's a good thing because it's making a low. And whenever price makes a low, there's an opportunity for price to create like a resistance and then retest that low. So I think it's pretty good. Now we'll have to wait for price to create like a resistance and then to come down to retest the low. All right, candle's coming to a close. 3, 2, 1. Candle closed bearish. Let's take a look on the 30-minute. 30-minute candles has also closed bearish. The next one also came down. There was no retest. Looking on the 4-hour, 4-hour is also coming down bearish over here. And daily candles is also coming down bearish. Now, the analysis played out. Sorry, but what is FOMO? FOMO is fear of missing out. So the analysis played out, but we were not in a trade. So now maybe price is going to do some sort of a retracement or something like that so that we can possibly get in on a second set of sells, right? So basically what we're looking to see is that price came down, right? We had the support formed, price broke the support, it came down. Now it has to make a low, which is a low is being made, and then it has to make some sort of a resistance and then take a sell for price to continue down. So that's what we're going to plan for, and that's what we're going to execute on. What is the name of the simulator? All right, let me put the name of the simulator over here. I'm going to put the website of the simulator here. Website of simulator. soft4fx.com. There we go. Okay. Oops. Let's do this and play it. Perfect. Look at that retracement. This is what we want. We want this retracement to happen here. Because if we can get a retracement happening here, I think we can get an opportunity to take a sell, and then we can continue on moving bearish. This candle is about to close, and when this candle closes, we're going to take a look at the 15-minute. Actually, let's take a look at the 15-minute here. So looking on the 15-minute, okay, we are creating that resistance here on the 15-minute time frame. So if we're creating a resistance at the 15-minute time frame there, I think we should continue moving bearish. Yeah, I think we should continue moving bearish. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to normally we're going to use 2% risk. So I'm going to use a dynamic risk over here. So I'm going to break down my 2% into 4.5% positions. That's what I'm going to do. And the stop is going to be around, let's say like 9 pips. Let's put it at 10 pip stop here, right? Selling right over here. And I'm anticipating price to continue down to retest this though. Now, the reason why I'm using dynamic risk, because I can see that there's a resistance being formed, like a minor resistance being formed. And if price comes to my stop loss, I'm going to lose 0.5%. But if we get a retracement, then that's going to give me an opportunity to add positions. Then I can add risk to make my risk total to 2%. Hope that makes sense. It's covered in the risk section over here. Oh, wow, look at that. All right, so we formed a resistance here. Ideally, I'm going to add more positions once we break this low to continue moving bearish. So let's take a look on the 30-minute. 30-minute candle is also closing bearish, which is pretty good. Awesome. Oh wow, we're breaking the high over here. Well, good thing we only entered like a lower risk. If we break the low, see now we're breaking the low at this point. So I think this is a good opportunity to add 0.5% again. So we're going to go to 8 and we're going to sell Let's add. So now total, we have 3 trades running, right? So this is 0.5%, 0.5%, 0.5%. So total 1.5% risk is open at this point. There we go. 15-minute candle has also closed bearish at this point. Looking at the 30-minute candle is also pushing down. 4-hour candle is also pushing down. 1-hour candle is also pushing down. I think this is screaming sells here again, so I'm pretty sure we can add another 0.5%, making our entire risk at 2%. Does this make sense? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the stop loss down over here so that it's within next stop losses. And now we're anticipating price to continue bearish. All right, beautiful. So we got 10 pips on one position. We're going to close that. And as we keep moving further down, we're moving further down on 12 pips, close that 12 pips, close this one here as well, put this one at break even. Perfect. So this was an example of dynamic risk that instead of, so now here's the thing, right? If we would have had a 2% trade open right over here, right? If we would have had a 2% trade open right over here, and when this candle broke the high of the previous candle, then would have closed, let's say 50% of the position, right? Would have closed 50% of the position and then would have added more down over here as price now start to move in our bias. But since we did not have a 2%, since we only had 0.5% because we broke down the 2% into smaller positions, we were able to hold this retracement here, because even if price had stop loss, we would have lost 0.5%, right? So we could hold this position and then add more positions as price started to come down. Wow, man, this simulation is starting to get pretty good than gold. I mean, that gold attempt was just garbage. Okay, this is still moving over here. Beautiful. Let's bring this in. Let's bring this in profits just down over here. 1-hour candle is moving bearish as well. See, we broke the low on the 1-hour candle. Continuing bearish, we reached that support there as well. Looking at the daily is also coming down over here. Beautiful. This 30-minute candle is coming down to close. Once this candle comes to a close, we're going to move our stops above the 30-minute candle, and then we're going to leave the rest running. And there we go. Boom. We're going to bring our stops down over here. And that's it. And now we're going to move on to our next day. So we're total up 10% here so far. So we're going to move on to our next day over here. Oh, wow. What was this? Did you see that? Boom. Rest in peace. Crazy. Just came right back up. All right. So this is London Open, 3 a.m. Eastern, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6 a.m. Eastern. So let's go back to the daily time frame. And looking at the daily, this daily candle came down, kind of rejected this candle. This candle is still forming over here, so we're not sure whether it's going to come down to fill this wick or not. So we're going to move on to the 4-hour time frame here. And we're going to remove all analysis here from the chart. And we're going to do some fresh analysis here. So remove everything. So far we have a resistance formed on the 4-hour right over here. If we all can agree, we have a resistance forming over here. And then we have a support forming down over here. And now we're anticipating the next candle to continue moving bearish. But we're not sure how bearish is it going to move. Let's move on to the 1-hour time frame. My throat is also getting bad a little bit. All right, so looking at the 1-hour, we have another support being formed right over here. And oh yeah, this is a support zone at this point. And if we look at this zone, I'm not sure where this zone came from. So we're going to remove this zone. And we're going to have this zone as our support right here. And yeah, perfect. And now we have a resistance up over here as well. So basically at this point we cannot take a sell at this point, right? Because candle is bearish, but it's also closed above support. We cannot take a buy at this point either, because at this point it's just we're just unsure what's happening in this area at this point, because doesn't make any sense. So we're probably going to clone these zones here as well onto the 30-minute time frame. Clone to the 30-minute. Awesome. Now we're just going to wait, right? We're going to see if we're going to continue breaking, do a retest to continue down, or, what's going to happen. Wow, this thing is just breaking down over here. Just coming straight down. Coming straight down and coming straight up. What I'm trying to see is that will we continue breaking down, or will we close above this area to continue moving up? That's the dilemma I'm in. So 30-minute candle just closed. 30-minute candle closed bullish over here. If we want to take a buy because we're closing above support, our stop is going to be pretty big, because that's a pretty big, rejection candle down over there. So looking at the 1 hour still open. Looking at the 15-minute, yeah, I think we can have a buy. We can have a stop loss below the 15-minute candle if we really want this to continue moving bullish. Let's let's not do that. I don't know. Let's just wait. Because taking trades, we haven't taken a trade on the 15-minute time frame, so might as well not do that here either. Just wait for the 30-minute. Oh wow, look at that. 15-minute broke the low over here as well. Yeah, it's pretty important to wait at this point. This candle is about to close. Pretty soon this candle is going to come to a close. In 3, 2, 1. There we go. Candle closed bullish. It closed above this area. Looking at the 1 hour candle, 1 hour candle is also closing like a small body candle. But looking on the 30-minute, we're closing above this support. So I think now when the 30-minute candle breaks above the high of the previous bearish 30-minute candle, I think we can take a buy for prices to continue up. But this is only like a 12, 13, 14 pip range. So we're not sure how far it can go, but we can give it a shot. Once we break the high on the 30-minute time frame, we can potentially take a impulse entry to continue going up, because previously all these candles have been coming down support and rejecting it. So we just got to make sure we get in the right entry. Candle's coming up. This candle's coming to a close. We haven't broken the high yet. And there we go. 30-minute candle has closed bullish. It's closing at this area as well. Very, very difficult. Extremely difficult at this point. We're not breaking the high. We're not breaking the low. We're just wicking down in those lows. Oh, wow, man. Crazy. And yeah, I'm not going to be willing to take a buy at this point, because candles are just printing side by side. There's something very fishy about this. Extremely fishy about. If the candle breaks the low and high, would you still take impulse when it's breaking the high? Yeah, that's what I'm debating on. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, because if it's breaking the low and it breaks the high, that means it's a very volatile candle. So we have to wait a little bit. I mean, if it's breaking the high in the last minute over here, it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, see, it broke the high in the last minute. So now even if you take a buy, there's a range like 10, 11 pips away. So this is also the NY Open. Now remember the last time when we took a trade at NY Open, we anticipated price to move up right over here, because it was just at that resistance, right? There was basically only like 4 pips, 5 pips at that resistance. So we anticipated the New York session to continue moving up. But if we're looking at this area right over here, even though we're moving into the New York Open volume and we think that price can break this resistance, the problem is this resistance is far away. This is like 10, 11 pips away. So even if it pushes up, I don't think it could break it because it's too far away, right? I think a better trade is going to be sells because not only we have these wicks to fill, but we have this clean range formed over here if price breaks below. But if price breaks above, let's say this area, then you have a choppy range going up towards 117,430, which we can still take a trade on, right? But so far, I don't know. We'll have to wait. So this candle is still open now. This is the New York open candle. Oh, 1 hour candle is coming down over here. I agree with the sells because of the wicks. Yeah, I mean, if we can get a break and close below the support, then we can continue down. Now, see, now this is this is hilarious because price is moving down kind of like the same way as it moved down right over here, right over here, and we took an entry at the retest, and this is the same thing that happened before. Yeah, right over here too, where it kind of broke down. There was no FOMO, waited for consolidation, and then we continued to move down. So this is the same thing happening here. So we're probably gonna wait over here. We're gonna wait to see. So this candle is come to a close. 30-minute candle just closed. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. 1 hour is also bearish. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute time frame is also bearish, but it's closing below this area here on the 15-minute, which is, how do you move this box, man? MetaTrader sucks. This thing sucks. Whoever created these things to do analysis, they should have just not make them at all. No, I double clicked it. I just couldn't find this little square because the monitor has a huge resolution and it kind of like disappears. All right. Yeah, man, this 30-minute candle is closing bearish here. I think it should continue moving bearish from this point. Let's just wait for the 15-minute candle to close. I kind of want to take a sell over here on the 15-minute because this 15-minute candle. Okay, here's why I want to take a sell. 4 hour is bearish, right? 4 hours bearish. Looking at the daily is continuing to move bearish. Looking at the 1 hour, 1 hour is bearish. Looking at the 30-minute is also bearish, and this 30-minute candle closed below this resistance. Looking on the 15-minute is also bearish. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter a 1% risk over here, and we're going to put our stops above the previous 15-minute candle, like around like 8 pips away. Right, so, and as price gives us another confirmation, then we're going to add the rest of the percentage as risk. So Luke is right. We can possibly target this daily wick fill, which is like 27 pips away. So let's see what happens here. Right, this 30-minute candle is forming, 15-minute candle is also forming. This 15-minute candle is about to close in 10 minutes, so we're going to wait for it to close. So all the time frames are bearish at this point, and the smaller time frames are closing below a potential support. So this 15-minute candle is still open. We're waiting for it to close. There we go. 15-minute candle closed bearish. This is just saying, hey guys, if you don't sell me, we're just going to continue moving and you're just going to be left behind. So I guess we can add the rest of the risk over here. So total now we have 2% risk running. And basically we can anticipate it to continue down. This is a no-brainer at all. This is just sells. If someone thinks that you're looking for some more confirmations, I think the only hold on there. Hold on there, buddy. All right, so okay, we only have 2% running. So let's close one position over here and let's let the rest run. Because this 15-minute broke the high. It's not a fake out because it hasn't closed back above support. There we go, 15-minute candle closed below the support. Looking at a 30-minute candle also closed below the support. So I think once this 15-minute candle breaks the low over here, we can add another position for price to continue down. Yes, Gabriel, you are absolutely correct, my friend. Absolutely correct when we break this low right over here. Because for price to go down, it needs to break the lows, right? And as it's coming down almost to break the low right here, it broke the low, and this is where the impulse entry is going to go in. Stop is going to be around 8-9 pips away. And Yeah, boom, it should continue down now. Even looking at the 30-minute candle, 30-minute candle should also continue down. And once we continue below this area, I think we can bring our stops down as well. This is also the start of the new 4-hour candle. Okay, so take a look at this candle pattern, right? This is really important. Now, take a look at this candle pattern. What I want you to do is just look at this situation right over here. Oh, let me just get a better box here. So take a look at this situation right over here. What happened when this candle broke the low? It's coming down, right? It's coming down. So let's go to the daily time frame. And let's take a look at the same situation on the daily time frame, right? This candle broke the low here of the bullish candle, and we continued moving bearish. Now let's go to the 1-hour time frame, and let's take a look right over here, right here. When this candle broke the low of the 1-hour candle, we continued moving down. So what's the probability that if we're breaking the low here, we should continue moving down? I think it's a pretty high probability. Even the 30-minute candle is also coming down. So, like simple chart patterns, when you identify something you've visually seen it working, there's a very high chance that it's always gonna, well, most of the time it's gonna work. So this is awesome, man. 15-minute candles coming bearish. Looks like this is doing a retest, so we're gonna move on to a 30-minute time frame, because as this 30-minute candle closes, we can bring our stops above the 30-minute high over here. So we're coming down, we're moving up, we're kind of retracing. Candle closed bearish. We can bring our stops down now above the 30-minute candle right over here. We can move the other one as well above the 30-minute candle. And that's it. Perfect. We're in a very good trade to continue moving bearish. So now this new candle has to respect the high of the previous 30-minute candle in order to continue moving bearish. So now we just got to trust these candles to continue doing what we want them to do. We're moving 9 pips, 8 pips, 7 pips. I'm keeping an eye on the pips over here. This candle is still open. Just waiting for the 30-minute candle to move a little bit. We're at 10 pips, 12 pips. I'm going to close partials, close 90%. That's it. Put stops at break even. Beautiful. We're running now. The run is running at 12 pips. This is our open position right over here, 6, 7 pips. We're moving bearish. Hopefully it doesn't come up to stop us out. Oh, beautiful. So probably going to close partials here as well. 10 pips, close 90%. And let the rest run at break even. Would you normally close 90%? Yes. Yes. Unless it's a trade I take overnight. When I take a trade overnight and it goes in a little bit of a profits, I put stops at break even and I let it run. And 90% of the time, those trades, they always get stopped out at break even. But there's that maybe 5 to 10% where they keep on running and I wake up in profits. But most times they always get stopped out. Oh, we reached our support down over here. Gonna close this position and that's it. Gonna leave the runner open at this time. Awesome. So looks like EJ gives good running positions. No, every pair gives good running positions. You just have to trade it. You have to look at that pair for about 4 or 5 months. You have to study it, watch it, and it's always going to give you good moves. So we're running at 30 pips over here. Okay, probably going to close this and go towards our next session here. Let's go towards, isn't it better to trail runners stop loss to maximize? Yes. Yes. So that's what we did in our previous examples. We placed stop losses above and below the candles when the runners were running. Let's move. Oh, wow. Look at that move. Straight up. Straight correction of that move. So this is London Open right now. London Open, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. So we are at 6 a.m. Eastern once again. What's this question? Do you think EJ does more traditional break and retest than GJ? See, the thing with GJ is that GJ has a lot of volume, so sometimes it doesn't give you those nice retests like your JPY does, right? Because your JPY has a little less volume than GJ. All right, let's take a look on the daily here. Now, this daily is still moving bearish, man. This is still moving bearish. So if it's still moving bearish, I think it should continue moving bearish to fill this wick. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour candles are also moving bearish. I think this is also a Friday over here, and looks like we're coming into this liquidity area at 116,600-ish. So let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame. 1 hour is approaching a support area right over here, right? Now, we can't take a sell because we don't know whether price is going to reject this or what it's going to do. So we have to wait. It's coming down, made a low. I think a good opportunity would be to wait for price to kind of like go up to make a high and then kind of come down to do a retest, right? So this is the same support. Yeah, I think sells are going to be the same situations here, that we'll need price to break below, close below, and then retest and then continue down. For this situation here, we're kind of like in the middle of a minor resistance over here. We have another resistance over here. So this is a Freaky Friday, right? Freaky Friday, I'm normally going to lower my risk down, not really going to take any risky positions. When you open a position with magic keys, do you remove your TP or place it far, far away? No, I always keep my TP at 10 to 12 pips. Because on the simulation, we're securing at 10 to 12 pips, so it's the same thing. So this is just ranging at this point. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. 1 hour is still kind of like trying to create some sort of a support. I think a better opportunity would be for price to come up, maybe at this point create like a minor resistance and then continue down. See this candle close with no wick. So all right, let's remove this. And if we do create like a resistance here, I think we can get a sell coming down to retest this low price created. And that's going to be our last trade for the day. Right now, there's no trade. Looking at the 15 minutes, 15 minutes, it is what it is. Let's draw a resistance like this. So yeah, 30 minutes still open at this point. All right, so basically, this 30-minute candle closed bullish doji candle, and so far, I don't know. Could we have taken a sell over here? Probably not. Probably gonna wait a little bit because this 1 hour candle is still open, and we don't know how this 1 hour candle is going to close. Alan Lowe is requesting remote control of your screen. Alan Lowe. What do you want to do, Alan Lowe? You want to take a look at my wallpapers? All right, so candle is just closed. 30-minute candle is closing bearish. I think if we can get a bearish candle close on the 30-minute, we can continue moving down and have our last trade for the day, and that's it. Call it a day. So would want to see this 30-minute candle close bearish. If not, it is what it is. It's a Friday, you know. All right, we're really struggling at this point. It could break up with New York volume. If it breaks up, I think if it breaks up, it's going to be a much easier trade, because if we break up right over here, then we could possibly take a entry going all the way up here because we have clean lots over here. 25 lot, okay, we're going to use lot sizes. We're going to use 5 lots. Yeah, if you can get some sort of confirmation, take a sell. All right, look at that, man. This 30-minute candle is awesome. If it closes bearish, I think it's going to be a very good opportunity for price to continue down. And there we go. 30-minute candle has closed bearish, but it's a weak bearish candle. Looking at the 1 hour, 1 hour is still open. Yeah, 1 hour is still open at this point, so we have to wait a little bit. So it's also, yeah, it's a weak bearish candle. It's not strong. Maybe it may go up to make a top wick, who knows, but it's basically not that strong. Also, it's rejecting this area as well, so who knows what's going on. This reminds me of gold. When we started the simulation, we were looking at gold, and gold was just like, oh, like ranging. After all these years trading, what's your weekly goal now? Maybe monthly. My weekly goal right now, it's I try to make my monthly expenses in the first week and a half or in the first 10 days of the month. If I can accomplish making my monthly expenses in the first week or the week and a half, then everything else is just bonus. Hmm. Looks like there was nothing. Price is just ranging. Because the thing is, since I started to get consistent, I've always looked like the main reason why I think I got consistent was because I always look to see how can I pay a small bill with my profits. So that's the same mindset I have now. Once you start to get consistent, you start to look at how you can pay small bills, with your gains. So even now, if I can make all of my bills, so now the time it took to make my bills, it just became smaller and smaller. It became like, okay, let's see if I can make my bills in the 3 weeks. Then it went down to 2 weeks. Now it's down to like a week and a half. So slowly, like, as you progress, your volume size increases. You start to see that, okay, how can I make my bills in, let's say, 7 days or the first 5 days? Because after that, it's just bonus. It's just like when you get promoted to a nice job, and now you can pay your bills easily, and what you have left is bonus. It goes in savings. For me, it's going to go to taxes. Damn. All right, we're moving into 10 a.m. at this point. This could have been a move, but it was kind of like a little wonky. Wasn't really comfortable with this. So it is what it is. I think we're going to end right over here. It's 10:40 a.m. I think I went overtime here because of gold, but this was recorded. Yeah, this was recorded. It's going to be placed in the drive here later on. I think it's going to take about 3 or 4 hours for it to get uploaded because it got recorded in 4K, and then it's going to take a little bit more time to buffer. But hope this was educational. I think we had some learning opportunities when it came towards adding positions, adding dynamic risk, and all that stuff. Also managing risk as well. So thank you, everyone. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow morning. No, actually, no. New York session. Yes, sir. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend.